Ho'oponopono, Jabagua, Namaste, Haush, Haush, Whoosh, 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 Whoosh. Hello, bright, beautiful soul that is you. Thank you, my brothers, my sisters, my friends on this planet of heaven. Thank you for being here with me. Thank you for waking up and taking your time. Hit the like button if you were really happy to wake up today. Feel free to hit the thumbs down if you are sad and wishing that you weren't here. Leave your mark, leave your message. Let your vibration penetrate and share with the universe your truth, your infinity. So, yesterday I had a job in Altamonte Springs, and here I am driving back to Altamonte Springs. I am being guided by the Spirit to invest and to take risk and to pay homage and tribute, if you will, to the universe in this way, and making these risky. What's risky is all the fear. Okay, there's so many different ways. I can't explain it. I almost don't want to give it any time or attention. So I'm going to say, forget you, Trina's ego that tries to tell me fear and stories. However, at the same time, I feel like that's part of the Holy Spirit too. So I'm attempting to find that great balance, okay? So I'm going to listen to every little instruction that I am given. The first step is making investment and purchasing a few pieces of fabric. And then once I have these few pieces of fabric, then I can take the next step. And all I can do is try and put my love, my intention, my prayer, my blessing, my love, my calling. Yes, all that is calling me for this opportunity. And I'm shy and awkward and you could say an intimate, unique individual. I'm thankful for those of you who are holding space for me to be myself and that aren't forcing me to be in a time loop with you continuously, chasing my own tail, and giving me permission to completely explore my being in this complete free way that I cannot do if I am under pressure and control and storylines. This is so seeming like a whim, just going right back the next day to the same exact place which I came yesterday. Okay, however, what are the chances that as everything is aligning up in my business for me to do, that everything is just such a harmony. So here I am going back in time, traveling back to this sacred place, this sacred land, Altamonte Springs, heading back to the Dillards, okay? And I'm going to follow my guidance. That's just the first step. Spirit says it'll talk to me more once I get there. It's very possible there's some things that I'm thinking now that I'm going to get that are going to be left behind. I am guided to not be selfish, yet at the same time be selfish, meaning pay attention to my world, my feelings, everything that's going on inside. Remember, I have spoken to you how much this shirt is a booby shirt? Well, Spirit has showed me also my sacred necklace, which I have been blessed by the Spirit of falling upon the presence of Eduardo, which I have a second piece on the way coming from Ecuador. This is the first piece, and it's perfect to cover up as a shield to protect my heart, which is funny because I learned from working at the Purple Rose that this represents Dragon's heart. Yes, so shout out to Barney and Kristen for teaching all those heavy channeled messages. So intense. So I'm processing that energy, and I'm grateful to be shown that opportunity. However, I'm also stepping to that presence where I would like to be able to, wear my bikini. You feel me? Without people like using me in their minds in the way that they want to use me in their storyline. You understand? If I had my way, we would all just be a bunch of naked animals on the planet. It would be, that's how it would be. But this makes me feel like, in my skin, like it's like almost like I'm wearing nothing in some levels, right? Yet it's also like this divine feminine, and there's also these other subconscious programmings of why this represents this feminine, I'm not in full belief system. I just accessed another level of consciousness, and I was going to fight the narrative at first. It's where like the womb, like the actual having a space to create a child, womb plus like milk nourishment, okay, breast, that represents the mother, the feminine, the divine feminine. Oh, and the bleeding, you can't leave out the bleeding. All of that The lipstick. Like, there's all these symbolisms, and there's all these stories and these imprints of injuries to the feminine that lives inside of men because there wasn't a woman who showed up in the way that is meant to be shown up as. However, it feels like it's on purpose, like in another timeline or another world or realm, that there has been such hatred against the mother, such hatred against your creation, like all of that. And essentially, could you not blame the father, the seed, you know? There's also a feeling of the void, the darkness, the void, the black hole, all that is space. And there's a lot of sayings of that being like the father spirit, right? Or that level. When I am also one who has come to know that void as the mother, the cold, the serpent. There's many symbolisms. I have many visions and many dreams, and I'm doing my best to manifest these things. And yes, it's almost like expensive to live. Like that your life wasn't free. It's interesting, and I'm learning backwards, okay? And some of you have another perception and level of understanding that, and I am apologetic if I am blowing your mind, because I have not come to live and embody life or these spiritual teachings as you have. So please let me have my process, and I apologize for not being on your level, you know, because I imagine that there might be more happiness or celebration or things like that should I interpret and embody these truths as you define as evident, okay? The whole thing kind of just makes me sick because my gut instincts, I'm like, oh my God, I can't take it. Like, once I embody this truth, there's no going backwards. And part of me is struggling to accept and to not reject these interpretations. So I'm simply witnessing and watching. And, you know, there's like a lot of resistance against me, you could say. Like, there's a lot of people who choose not to financially support me designing and making clothes, right? Like, there's people that say, that's meaningless, that's purposeless, that adds no impact to the world. When I am in belief that the art is important, adding your color, your uniqueness, your soul, your individuality, I am finding all these things to be important. And being yourself, being different. If you're the only person burning copal, or only person burning incense, or frankincense, or palisantos, or sage, or sweetgrass, you know, like, accept that. Be you. Show your love. Say your prayers. Do what you're doing when you're cleaning the air. All those intentions, yes? Remember your people. Remember your presence. I am questioning if I should have brought in a coat. And I'm going through all these different imprints of letting go of past parts of myself and other parts of myself that I've tried to make mine. Like, let's say someone offered me this jacket to buy, so I bought the jacket. But then through wearing the jacket and having the jacket in my environment, I realized, man, I really don't feel in my own skin in this. It doesn't really feel right. So I'm in that process and going through that as well. So attempt to notice this. And check it out. My intention is to journal and like video and document and create history and to change the planet and to leave like my own touch, my art, my own color, like for me just to be an artist. And I'm a starving artist. Everything I do is for free or out my own pocket, right? But there's holes in every pocket that I have, you know? Or let's call me a girl and say I have no pockets, right? Because I'm wearing dresses. Let's pretend. But seriously, wouldn't it be nice if I have no pockets? You know what I mean? Like that my pocket is endless. My pocketbook is God's pocketbook, and that God is my constant supplier, and you are God because we are all one. We are God. God is when we are all one holding hands. So that is that unity, that understanding, that respect, that space on the planet. I feel like some of you have recently gotten my message on a whole nother level that even I can't comprehend yet, you understand? So I may need that message reiterated back to me or have some private time with you where you can help me see differently through that same lens. Or perhaps you are someone that can't see through that lens at all and you need private and alone time with me where you can be yourself and I can call you out in your darkness and say, hey, you're really ignorant to this part over here, or you really can't see yourself, or you don't understand how you are making everyone sick, okay? You are making yourself sick with a lot of things that you are eating. When you are eating wheat or like Cheetos or any of these major corporation things that are really marketed and that people pay for ads, they spend millions of dollars for advertisements for you to consume them. You might want to pay attention to these people because they really don't care about your body. They don't care about you. They're feeding you poison. And these companies are owned by like other companies that are like kind of like brother sister companies, and some of you deeply understand this and understand, and then you can teach this information to other people because they don't even think or know or are aware of what kind of companies they're supporting, you know. So some of you could even something to make you think about, and like, not that this really super matters, or maybe it does to you. So like, let's say some company was paying for stem cell research, or were funding like the penis facials, like meaning like the stem cells taken from the children's genitals, right? And then that is applied to and it's from it's a very particular thing. It's called circumcision, and they use the stem cells from that. So let's say you knew that a company like X or Y or Z, that these companies were supporting stem cell research. Are you a person that's like, yeah, like, let's use other people's lives and energies to try to manipulate forces of nature and try to expand our lifetimes? And people don't understand like DNA and how DNA transfers when you touch things. Why do you think we're being banned from touching each other? Don't touch a stranger. Wouldn't you love for a stranger to touch your face and just tell you how beautiful you are? Wouldn't you love that? Tell you that you don't need makeup? Can you tell that I put on my full face makeup today? I'm playing around. I'm masking, I'm hiding, I'm playing with my identity. You know, the left, the right. I wonder if it's the left eye. The left eye is the divine feminine, which sometimes I have felt that is like, almost like, imagine that my parents are on the other side and that my dad is living on through me as me and can only see out of my mom's eye. It's hard to explain the energy that I've received of playing with genetics or epigenetics. I'm not really sure what to call this, but it's just like my own personal witnessing from an outsider looking in. So I share that with you because maybe you can think about your own experience through maybe that lens, and just play with it and see what's true and try to combat it. Please combat it. You understand? I'm trying to like reshape my mind and repattern all my feelings and all of my trauma, integrate it and not be fearful. I am learning that transparency is the greatest gift you could ever provide, and I am learning how important it is for me to just be myself. And sometimes you can feel the pressure where there's not a lot of space to do that, so one feels obligated to create a space. Okay, you say I can't be here? No, this is my place. I'm feeling called to go into the mountains, so I'm in need of warm clothes. And here I am purchasing cold clothes. And honestly, it may take months and months and months to get these fabrics back and to go through these things, especially with all of these issues with the mail service. And again, I don't think that the mail service being shut down has anything to do with voting. I think the vote is more so, what kind of person are you? What kind of soul are you? What are you voting for? Are you voting for hurting other people because you say so? Or are you voting for that only God can kill the people? You understand? It's like the spectrums. What kind of human being are you? Or what kind of being are you? You know, maybe you're not even associating yourself as a human. So let's play with that. And then they are attempting to end the postal service because right now all of our emails are being monitored, right? So you can't talk to anybody in another country or whatever without having like these communications. And right now letters are kind of an option. Sometimes letters are confiscated and replicated. I mean, there's so many different things that have been happening secretly, you know, for generations. And some of you already know this, you know some murder cases or things like that you know that they changed the note, and you know for a fact, like your gut instincts, all of your body, your Holy Spirit, your body, your mind, your spirit, okay? Mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, okay? All the different levels. And I understand it's traumatic and overwhelming to learn all of these things. And being smart is painful. The word smart, if you Google it, I'm pretty sure as a verb. I'm pretty sure it's as a verb. Please leave in the comments to confirm or deny that it's a verb. That smart means painful. I love learning, so if you pay me a knowledge, like I'll just take knowledge payment all day, because I'm like, oh my God, knowledge isn't free, you got to pay attention. Bob Marley. I'm just like, and I'm not even 100% sure that he said that. So that's also another thing with our history, you know, and honestly it doesn't really matter the source as long as you remember the source. You feel me? Like all of those vibrations, the love, the kindness, the togetherness, and seeing how like it's not about ownership, it's about togetherness and playing our song together. Dang, I just realized I have forgotten my harp. I was gonna bring Priscilla. I guess it's gonna be loud there, so it's not really the place for the harp. But that doesn't matter. It's about the frequencies and the vibrations. And I'm getting really mad at myself that I like mindlessly did not put together my list. People used to make fun of me. Wolf used to make fun of me. Saying it's a German thing. It's a German thing for me to make lists, that my German blood is why. I'm like, make list. Structure, get things done, discipline. You understand? There's part of me that like completely battles that part of myself, and I'm like, no, I want to be free. I don't want to stick to structures and rules. And I think that's where also the commandments come in. Commandments. Sometimes I question things, you know. What if spirit right now is telling me don't go to this? I'm not ready for that. And then here I am going anyway. Is that entities? Is that demons? Is that defiance? Is that sinning? What is that? Teach me. Call me out. Call me out. Call me out. Call me home to that center, that truth, that love, that beingness, that is love, that is kind, that is patient. I feel like I got so much lactic acid inside my back, and then I need my shoulder squeezed and rubbed. I'm questioning everything, my identity, everything. I'm questioning everything. I'm being screamed at, basically, spiritually, that I have to be mindful of the energy I'm creating. I'm pounding on the drum. However, at the same time, it's good to have the release, but at the same time, like, what are you emulating for other people to copy? So I'm like mad at myself that I'm not bringing that calm, that peace, that energy that clearly isn't here all of the time. God, I'm like yelling at myself. My inner child is like so mad and like pounding on the ground. How could you forget the harp, the harp, the harp, the harp? I'm feeling so like not together, you know. I'm not in harmony. I'm not listening. And I'm hurting myself because I'm not listening. Like, part of me was guided to completely just stay home. Stay in your house all day, be a hermit, pray, be alone. Don't eat nothing, just stay on your knees, pray, say you're sorry, say thank you. Truly understand it's between you and I, like all of those vibes. And I feel like I'm running from that. I'm like running from that, saying, I'm pretty, I'm not ugly, I'm not a bad girl, I did no wrong. I listen to you every time, when that's not true. When I have denied the Spirit, the Holy Spirit that's come to me and shown me what is right. My ego. I'm hearing so many different things. My ego is like, it's the part that's separate from everything else, right? It's like my individuality. And there's part of it that is so good, but part of it that's so bad. It's complicated. It's very complicated. I believe that you should financially support everything that you love. If what you love is something that's expensive, then yes, save your money, work hard, and use it. Don't put it in your closet just to wear once in a blue moon. You understand? And the blue moon's coming up, yes? So pay attention. Listen to what you really, really care about. And protect it. And sometimes protecting it means taking care of it. Nourishing it. Nourishing it. I'm hearing so many different things. I'm being guided that it's possible for me to just take a risk and just take the top that I've already bought instead of buying a backup one. And I'm like, God, I don't know what I want. I don't know what's best. And I'm sorry. I'm like a bull in a china shop. I'm like the Tasmanian devil. I'm like a lightning storm. Call me Thor. Just call me Trina and just help me purify myself in a way that I feel clean inside out. Because I feel like I'm full of crap, that I don't really know shit. Or that all I know is shit. Like, I shouldn't be fighting spending money just because it's like a lot of money. I can't explain it. Like, if this thing is expensive, I shouldn't be talking shit about it. You know, I should be supportive of it and saying, yes, you're beautiful, you're worth the money, and this is like a quality product, and it's worth transmuting and combining with other artists and making beautiful spectrums of art and light codes and energy, and giving the artist the opportunity There's so many options here. But it's really traumatic because, like, again, what space is left? So I'm attempting to speak with my language, even if you are defiant and angry and hateful and jealous and venomous and vindictive and non-supportive and even not supportive of yourself. Like, how many times will you not buy yourself the healthy food that you're guiding? You just say, hey, no, I'm just going to get some fast food. But your inner voice knocks and says, hey, don't get that. And instead you do that. You know what you could do? You can get a zucchini and you can chop it up like a cucumber and eat it like that. And you can thank your cucumber. It's a living life. It cells, right? It's like a living organism. So you can talk to it and say, oh my God, thank you. Recharge this. Oh my God, this life. Even if this is alternated by man and they have refurbished God's creation. Thank you for this thing that grows. Thank you for this planet. There are some things that haven't been altered that are still around, right? Like some of our coffees are actually still the same. Some places in the Amazon, but you could say white man or all those closed-minded evil people, the Greys, the aliens, right? The Illuminati, whatever you want to call whoever this dark force is, okay? And mind you, the Illuminati may not necessarily be these forces, you know what I mean? And it may not be the Anunnaki. You understand? You have to see the truth. It's not the Elohim. It's something much deeper. It's much deeper, and you've been tricked in illusion. It's just a vibration. You need to know what you're up against and what you're fighting. And the bigger thing you need to stop doing is just hurting the planet. And if you're hurting yourself, not giving yourself permission to breathe and be and to create, and you're hurting other people and taking away their free will and dominating and sending hate, it's even in private, in prayer. It has nothing to do with you actually letting them know that you think that they're stupid and that they don't know anything and that they're wasting, etc. You understand? So when I was at the mall the other day, did I mention I saw these sneakers? And I had already spent so much, and I was like, oh my God. But something was guiding me, like, do this nice thing for yourself, do this nice thing for yourself. And I was like, oh, this makes me sick. Like, the circumstances at hand, this doesn't seem like a very wise idea. I am not supportive of going into debt. Okay, I do not like having these unspoken contracts with government agencies or just any agencies. I do not like to have any of that energy. Okay, I believe in energy. So, as I'm going through that, then, like, I see these shoes, and it's a company that I normally wouldn't necessarily, like, buy and support, right? Like Michael Kors. And, I don't really know who Michael Kors is, you know, what kind of person?
In 10 miles, take the exit to merge onto I-4 West.
Okay. And what kind of, like, I am not a person to judge, by the way, too. I am not God, so it's not my place to judge what they do. However, I know that there's a lot of people that say, hey, you know, this person supports this, so you shouldn't support their products, and this and that, and this and that. I think it's more a matter of use and not wasting products, you know? Like, if we are destroying our planet and using plastic, or we're doing these things, then make use of what we have made, you understand? And do what feels good, or, like, just play and find what makes you feel good. It's possible that these things won't bring us happiness at all. You know, we can watch ourselves in the moment saying, I will have this, and I'm not valuable because I can't afford to get this. And then once you get it, and then what? You're still just feeling as valueless. You understand? There's all these, like, balances. So what I did instead is I chose to try on the shoes. And honestly, my foot, like, I questioned, like, what if I tried a size up and stuff like that? But I was kind of, like, in a rush. Maybe I could choose to try on again and see if, like, an 8 is better. A 7 fit, but maybe, like, I don't know if it would give me more width to stretch my toes, or if that's just part of the fashion or what's going on. I gotta play. I enjoy my feet to be free. I love being barefoot. I'm not a huge fan of shoes, but if I'm going to be forced to wear shoes, there's certain shoes that do kind of express part of my personality or my alien-like self. And I found these shoes that are like, whoa, these are sparkly. These are kind of fresh, you know? So instead of dropping the 155 or whatever, I went ahead and I found them on Amazon, and I put the same size on my list. And I don't know if I told you, but I was recently made fun of in, like, a restaurant. And the way I was made fun of is because I was, like, sized up. They, like, looked at my outfit, and then they, like, looked at my purse, and they, like, saw me as a child because I was wearing, like, this, I almost want to say poor person's, in comparison. Like, I have no idea, like, human mentality, and the whole thing makes me crazy. I'm not sure if that's part of me coming from, like, a world of poverty, or, like, poverty consciousness, and then into, like, the spectrum of being able to see the difference, you know, how people treat you different. And it's, like, really frustrating. It's really frustrating. So, and to me, like, this backpack that I had at the time was worth like $1 million. I picked it up in Peru. It's a baby JanSport, you know? And so this person sized me up, looks at my purse, and I was like, I bet if I, like, my ego was like, oh, if I had a Louis Vuitton bag, I bet I wouldn't have been sized up, or I wouldn't be challenged that way, in that manner. There'd be more respect and classiness and more, you know, more respect, more kindness. I don't know, kiss my butt, be nice to me instead of, like, you know, parenting me. So, and again, the value of the purse, like, there was a special trinket on there, a little possum, stuffed animal that hangs on the bag that means so much. It's like priceless thing to me, you know? And like, it's so stupid. I guess, like, all in all, like, the whole thing is probably under $100, so I mean, and it's way less than that, probably. It's less than that. Okay, maybe, like, I almost want to say like $30 for the JanSport, $30 for the stuffed animal, and it's probably like even less than that, you understand? I'm not remembering, but I just remember these things were like special, and they did have their price at the time, and because they were purchased at unique locations that may upcharge because of where you're purchasing for, like, the memory of getting that item from that place, like all of that essence, right? And anyway, so that's that ego thing, you know? And that's what also led to me choosing, like, okay, so I'm going to have this role play purse that I've also added to my wish list. And then part of me is questioning if I even choose to financially support and invest in a world that is supporting these things. But then I go into the logistics of it even further, okay? So, like, think about it, that the purse is leather. So, like, if nobody buys this purse and nobody really loves it and values the essence of it, you understand? Like, it's an animal's life that, like, got wasted. But, like, the animal lives on through the bag, and it's just sitting there. Maybe it gets buried in the dirt and becomes ash. All these different things. Same thing with the plastic. Like, there's so many things that are wasted. And people don't want to give up their toys or trade, or they just want to throw things away. They don't understand what's happening to the landfills. Like, the land is being filled with all of this product, all of this consumer crap that really is useless, right? Like, right? We don't really need straws, but we made them, right? We don't really need them. There are some people in the universe who really need straws. They can't eat or drink without them, right? There's all these fractals, and you can choose to create your life and enjoy your life to use straws or not use straws. There's all these different forms of being and how you're framing yourself and all these different things that come to mind. And it's really traumatic. It's just traumatic. Again, the smarts, the painfulness. I can resonate with the jealousy, though. I've been the jealous person before, where I'm like, oh my God, look how freaking God's working through that person's life. Oh my God, are you real? Oh my God, like, can you make this work? You know what I mean? Can you bring some of that to my life? That to me, like, sometimes it can be jealousy, but sometimes it can be a prayer, you know? You're like, oh my God. And there's other times you're like, oh God, do you, like, hate me? Like, oh my God, why can't I have that? You know, the shadows. Or just, like, how about the other way? Like, oh my God, I love that. Why can't I have that? Like, that shadow of, like, feeling like you're a kid who's being punished. So there's all these different realms of consciousness and states of being and framework, and you can play with the undertones, you know? So if you're telling your story and you're in a sad mood, you know, try to say, what does this sound like if I'm angry? Can you hear all of my taking it personal energy coming up in this? So I've been sharing a lot of personal stuff with you these last, like, 3 episodes. So those of you who are still standing after this, wow. Like, I'm shy. Like, maybe somehow, like, a few episodes down the line say, I am still here. Maybe you send me a private email and you just say, like, I've watched all those 3 or, like, whatever, every episode, and that you're here.
In 2 miles, take the exit to merge onto I-4 West.
I feel so sick because there feels like there's so much responsibility, and I feel like I'm taking on so many things that aren't my own, such as the feeling sick thing, you know? And, sometimes it feels like it's a great honor and a blessing, you know, to do that. And I hear the messages that I am guided to do, and it's very scary to surrender and to listen to God or my Holy Spirit, my spirit, like, whichever way you choose to perceive that, right? To follow your heart, your being, that surrender part. And I'm just trying to live out every last moment of my life in that complete surrender. Like, if today is my last day on earth, I would have wanted to be taking steps in the direction to make my dreams happen, to say that I live to be a designer. If I get to design this, I'm I'm going to freak out. Like, this is super cool. And I have some other visions, some ways I want to design my time, you know? I want to go to school for this. I want to go to school for that. I would never stop going to school. And like, maybe I can mention a few projects like, hey, send $300 if you support me going to this institute. Send $1,000 if you support me becoming a psychedelic integration coach. As a matter of fact, actually, that's a lie. It's $8,000, I believe, to become a psychedelic integration coach through the facility that I am dreaming of. And I will triple check the numbers and I'll write them down on the drawing board. And please don't let me forget to get those crayon things for the
Take the exit to merge onto I-4 West.
For the office. Okay, I think that would be really funny. And I am daydreaming and imagining all these different like facilities and places of living and being. And I am really drawn to the idea of a really amazing bathroom and having a really amazing office in the bathroom filled with books in the laboratory.
Keep left to merge onto I-4 West.
So these are just ideas and principles. Let me see I-4 West. I'm watching for you. Okay. We are on track. I'm not sure if you can hear her. We're still
in 1.3 miles, keep right to merge onto I-4 West.
I haven't ate anything still. However, I have consumed some of gunpowder green tea. I was reading how good that is for the kidneys, and I'm having the intention of purifying my body and using that plant medicine to insert into my bloodstream, which is kind of giving me a lot of oh my god, all this oxygen, all this zing, all of this.
In 3/4 of a mile, keep right to merge onto I-4 West.
I'm really called to work with some rape tonight. I have brought some rapecito. I brought a few different kinds, and I'm guided to ground myself and to purge and to just surrender. And it feels like some of my purging is happening for other people, like connected to me and my soul and my being. So I'm trying to just surrender and put in the work, the healing work on myself that will affect that person and them or create some type of synchronicity. My heart is just so touched, and I feel like I'm sharing some like secrets that I'm almost not supposed to or something like that.
Keep right to merge onto I-4 West.
To the Lord, if there's any confusion or blindness or veil that I cannot see, or that like I am seeing and maybe possibly being consciously ignorant to. That's something else that comes to mind. I'm starting to question if I made the right turn. I think I made the wrong turn. I think it'll rewire me. We'll see. Let's find out. That's what happens when you're not fully present. I need to be fully present for divine source. Oh my god, I'm staring directly into the sunset. I must be going west. To the west, Jaguar! Jaguar, Jaguar. Jaguar, yes. Oh my god. Oh my god, I haven't been charging this whole time.
For 40 miles, continue straight.
We're safe. It looks like we're going the right way. So, the name of the girl who I am guided to do my artwork on my fabrics, her name is Sarah. She's one of them, and I think she's going to get my red one. And I'm very, very excited for this. And maybe red and blue. I don't know. I'm playing around. And some things that I'm crushed about is that some pieces, they're not going to be for me. They're going to be meant to go to other people because the pieces are like too big for me, you know? And I'm going to, again, only follow the instructions that the Spirit gives me. Like, if the Spirit tells me that one of these is for someone else and to leave it there, I'm going to listen to it. And I'm going to hold a space and a prayer that only the holiest and purest and mightiest of divine source, love, energy comes through. So let's see how this goes, okay? And there might be some things that go other ways. If you are a chick and you are interested in some of my creations and my clothes, then hey, reach out to me. And if you're a dude and you want to send me some cloths, some things that you want to have some special ship, like, how do you say, I want to say Shippy Boat Tribe, okay? That's one thing, okay? So there's a hint. And there's deeper stuff going on, so feel free to copy me. You know, the world needs more of this love, more of this intention, more of this investment, and my fabrics are going to be very special. However, I'm guided to share something very specific to someone right now who might be listening, and that's that you pick a few pieces of clothes that are, like, you could say naked, like they don't have any patterns or things like that on it, you know, or maybe it does have like a major label on it, and then maybe we like sew things on top of it or something like that. I don't know. It's just a matter of finding a really cool piece of shirt or something that you like, and then we can have like these hand sewn things, and we can communicate, you know, what animal you want on there, or different things like that, and we can play around. And I'm really into designing and artwork, you know, and I'm not going to overcharge you. I will ask for a small donation for my time and energy gone into, like, you know, doing all of this back and forth work. But then I'm going to tell you transparently, like, the shipping is how much, and then shipping for this is how much. And I'm guided that there's a very special somebody here who can help me with the mathematics and help me, like, not get ripped off and have clear boundaries. And that's definitely a process for me. And I'm imagining maybe working through eBay, because eBay allows for bidding process, which can be really, really fun. And I'm also being guided to possibly tear down my mermaid tail from eBay and to use it more. So I'm sorry, ladies, or honestly, maybe I'll just end up, like, you know, doing a giveaway of the tail one day or something like that. I don't really know. It would be nice to find out who's actually really interested in this mermaid tail that is mine, and who can fit me and all of those different things, you know what I mean? Like, the sizing is quite unusual, right? I've also always imagined that, like, if I ever died, like, what if they were, like, put inside a museum or something? Or if I could do, like, a Wolf's Museum of Mystery thing and open up my own museum? Hello. Or, like, I definitely have so many different dreams and visions, and I'm just looking for, like, my team, my partnership. So I'm, like, in this transitional process, and I'm, like, shocked who's showing up. Like, it's amazing. It's amazing. And especially the way you're showing up. Like, you say, there are those of you who are, like, saying something, but there are some of you that are, like, saying something like a whole nother language through your language of being. And it's, like, heartbreaking yet beautiful. And there's so many different spectrums. I'm extremely nervous about this responsibility. However, I am understanding that, you know, nothing great happens without great sacrifice sometimes. And those of you who have been hard workers your whole life completely understand equal energetic exchange, like what you got. And I'm sure many of you have also worked super hard and not been paid what you are worth, but you have been paid by the universe in other ways, you know, by being spoiled to other things that have just been given to you, like bless it be a beautiful sunset, or an opportunity to go play and do something, or a bathroom when you need it the most, or like a prayer answered right away. Food, did I say food? Someone feeds you. All these different things come to mind. So I'm in this process, and it's really awkward because, like, parts of me are dying, you know? Like, this is my first car, and I am in this process of possibly having to let go of this vehicle, which is hard, you know? The vehicle is like 200,000 miles, I want to say. And I'm guided to just, like, run this thing into the ground. Because I just love this thing. I never want to let it go. I'm almost tempted to just keep getting another Honda Civic or whatever. But I don't think that that's really possible or an option. I tried driving a brand new one. I played around with the energy. I tried driving a brand new one. It didn't really feel right. You know, like, they don't build cars the same. Like, they're kind of like almost flimsy and built with technology and have all this weird stuff on it. You know, it doesn't feel like the way cars used to feel. So I'm tempted to just keep with the old vehicles. But eventually, people are going to wake up and see the intention for the technology vehicles, and basically you being controlled where you're going and not being allowed to go certain places because the machine is controlling it, understand? And how they're getting rid of jobs, and how man is starting to lose its meaning because they're taking away so many jobs through using, you know, like artificial robot surgeons, and then they're making people think that that's what they want, is they would rather have the freedom to do whatever they want with their time, and that for a machine to be trusted instead of a doctor, and all these precisions, right? You don't know what you're really asking for. You don't really understand what you're doing, or how much love and care is actually available to you through the vessel of a conduit of a person, or the blessing of being able to go to a store. I feel another need to totally record going to the store, because part of me thinks, like, man, what happens if there's no stores? Or, like, imagine how, like, there's only certain stores at certain places. Like, the shopping experience is really kind of a whole nother part of human experience, and people don't understand all the different options. You understand? It's hard to explain. Like, basically, like, what shops I have availability to now, like, let's say someone in India or Pakistan or Arabia or Brazil. I see a rainbow. These individuals in these places may not have the exact inventory that's inside this same Dillard's or whatever, right? So I have opportunity to do this, and then instead of ripping them off again, like equal energetic exchange, I'm putting into work, you want this piece, and I'm going out of my way to go to this location to get this and to do that, and all these different vibes. I'm interested in like people who really love to sew, who really love to put their all into something, and not for the money, just because they love to do it, that the art just comes naturally, that they're not just doing it for the money. So I'm playing around. Please play with me. That's all I want is play with me. Give me a place to play. Some of you might want custom pieces. That's coming to mind too. Namaha, it's not all about me. So if you are guided to work with me to have like a piece of cloth mailed to me, and then I pay to ship it to another place, I'll keep the public informed how much it costs me to ship out of country myself from me. I am aware that receiving back, it's $80 just for shipping to receive back. So it's kind of like a big deal right now because the borders are closed to this country that I am accessing this beautiful art to. And you have to understand the drama of how we are literally having segregation of countries where we can't communicate, we can't enter, or there's hatred, okay? So there needs to be love and understanding and togetherness. God, this beautiful sky, the rainbow, it looks like there's two suns. It really looks like there's two suns right now. I'm going to have to stop this video and show you a video of that. My windscreen or whatever is very, very dirty, so I apologize. I love you so much. I hope you've enjoyed this live stream or this moment of my life that I'm sharing with you. Thank you. Feel free to send donations. Thank you for the donations. You have no idea. And those of you who are clenching your fists and, stuffing your own pockets and stuff like that, be mindful of what happens when you have a hand closed. There's no room to receive. So some of you may be hoarding and holding on to things when you are meant to give all of these things away. Give them away. Once you release them, you'll feel so much better and so much free. Only hold on to things that make you feel good. Part of Trina Medicine and my business is I can help you clean. I'm amazing with energy, and I can tell you like what's going on with the objects. I have amazing gift of psychometry. I can talk to the object itself and what it wants and where it went through, and then where it wants to go and what it's for, etc. Sometimes I really like to play that game of psychometry, psychometry, whatever you choose to call it. I really love the psychic arts, and there's a big thing of going on of you following your heart, where you're guided where things are meant to go and where things are meant to be used. So trust in all things. Take your time, take your process, wait your turn, all those vibrations. You are so loved. Please know that there is a space for you. You are so wanted. You are so needed. That's why you are born. I don't care what you think is wrong with you or how different you are and what you are suffering with. Please know that your presence is wanted. Your energy is needed. That there is a beautiful cosmic dance happening. So please be aware. Take your time. Thank you. Aho. And I have more to share. I'll be back. I love you.